is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Monday, April 5th, and you should take the day off. Oh, let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Not my headphone cord was caught, and it was every time I tried to sit up, it was caught and it was tugged. We're out of practice.
We're out of practice.
The crowd is booing right now, and I can remind you, we can't hear you. First of all, Trace is not mic'd you up. She's telling us though in my ear, she's saying they're booing, they're not happy. They wanted to see a full dance. You did a dumb goal bit, and my headphones were caught. And
I did a home run bit.
Home run?
Yeah.
You said goal.
I said
at the
it's
end.
going, it's gone.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Take the Day Off.
Yeah.
It's April, baby, and we're
April.
back. A lot of people were emailing me. Some people found my number and texted me.
Yeah. Take the day off at takethedayOff.net.
They said, where are you at? They said, where are you at, man? And I said, who's this? And they said, it's a big Take the Day Off fan, Charles.
Charles.
And I said, Charlie, how'd you
Charlie.
get my number?
Charlie Buckets.
Charles said, don't worry about it. I know a guy. And I said, Take the Day Off. We'll be back April 5th. And here we are.
Here we are. You said it couldn't be done.
Yes. Who said that?
You did.
I did. I said it can't
be done. But we did
Thank
it.
you guys for giving us some breathers.
We needed it. I slept the whole time. I slept for 3 straight weeks.
You did.
Yeah.
You did
Didn't
sleep.
do anything
You
else.
did.
Full hibernation.
It was a hibernation boy.
But 5 a.m. back in the studio feels right.
Back in the bucket.
Back in the bucket?
Back in the chambers.
No.
Back
No.
in the
saddle.
Back in the saddle.
Yeah, I like that one.
Dan, how are you, pal? How was your break? How was your hiatus?
It was really good. The hiatus did me well. How about you, Brian?
It was awful.
It was terrible.
I get in a routine.
You're a routine boy.
And I kept waking up every morning.
Twice after 5 a.m. you were knocking on my window,
yes.
bedroom window.
So I said, buddy, we got to go take the day off.
Yeah. One time you were naked. I don't know what that was about. Were you sleepwalking?
No. Very excited for today, everybody. It is, you're going to love this one.
Am I really?
It is National Deep Dish Pizza Day.
Deep dish?
What a good day to come back on Deep Dish Pizza.
I mean,
Dan, you love the deep dish.
I do love the deep dish.
I'm okay with the deep dish.
Yeah, you're not a huge deep dish fan.
I'm not
you're
a huge
wrong
deep
on
dish
that,
fan.
but that's fine.
But it's fine. It's not bad. It's just
No, it's the best. We've talked about this, but if I'm eating pizza every day, which I have no problem with,
Sure.
I don't want deep dish
No.
pizza. But that because I would like to live longer than 2 weeks. But if I get one pizza one time, give me a deep dish pizza. It is just the most satisfying meal. It's wonderful.
All right. Okay. Well. I was talking to Donnie Deep Dish.
Donnie Deep Dish?
Yeah, I was.
Really?
We were talking in a chat room. We met in a chat room.
It sounds like he knows the history of deep dish
He
pizza.
doesn't actually.
Donnie Deep Dish doesn't
He
know?
doesn't. Well, he might. I don't know. But he loves making deep dish pizza and deep dish anything. He makes deep dish popsicles. He makes deep dish everything.
Deep dish popsicles.
Yes. And so we were talking in the chat room.
How do you make a shallow popsicle? All popsicles have to be
No, it's a skinny.
frozen.
No, if you think about it like this, though, it's not.
It doesn't
the
matter
skinny
how
ones.
you slice it. Popsicles are deep in ice.
And you know why? 'Cause of
Deep dish Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie Deep Dish.
Donnie Deep Dish. I'm sorry.
Don't. He doesn't like that. He was telling me a couple of his secrets, and then he said,
Deep Dish Donnie. There are 3 secrets about me.
Yeah.
Here are 2 of them.
yes, he said, I escaped from prison.
Is this 2 truths and a lie or these definite?
These are all definite.
Okay.
He said, I escaped from prison. I'm not personally a huge deep dish pizza fan.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
And he calls himself
Weird.
Deep Dish Donnie.
Deep Dish
Donnie
Donnie.
Deep Dish.
Popsicles, though.
And Dan knows the history of National Deep
The
Dish Pizza
history?
Day.
You said he was going to share a couple of secrets. He shared 3 with you, and one of them's a history.
Yes. Dan knows the history of National Deep Dish Pizza
So
Day. Is that true?
if you're in law enforcement, Deep Dish Donnie on the Donnie Deep Dish
On the lamb. Donnie
on the,
Deep Dish.
on the lamb from the Clink, and we know the whereabouts of him.
No, we met on a chat room.
A chat room. Okay, so you never saw
I've never
Donnie
seen
Deep
him.
Dish. Interesting.
But he knows that you know about National Deep Dish Pizza Day. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, and you'd
Wow.
have to go deep in the archives. But if you did, you would find Sandy Crackles. Sandy Crackles.
Sandy Crackles.
She had a very
Good job, crowd.
that was really
Good job,
good.
guys.
Yeah, Trace told us she mic'd you up finally, so it's good. Oh, go home. Did you
say I
tell?
want to go home?
I think it was Boo go home, and
Oh.
and you're telling us you're here at 5 a.m. Like, who's the sucker? Like, no one invited you. Like, wow. Got a few hecklers in the crowd.
We always do. Jace, take that mic down. Take
Take that mic on down. Anyway, Sandy Crackles had a talk show in the 70s.
Talk.
This was like pre-Maury and
Let's
Ricky
talk.
Lake. And the talk show was called The Deep Dish with
I
Sandy
love
Crackles.
that. I love that.
And she would have people on.
Yep.
And she was a pet psychologist. She would
Interesting.
have people on with their pets,
Okay.
and she would read their minds and tell you what the pet was thinking and get the deep dish on what the pet was thinking.
This was every day?
This was a daily talk show. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That specialized in
Pet-
knowing what dogs are thinking.
All pets, not just dogs.
Okay.
Just not be ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And the show was going great until she was mauled by an opossum. A guy who said his name was Jerry Flakes, actually homeless, wrangled up a loose possum in a bag, said it was his pet, and unleashed the possum on Sandy Crackles. It was not pretty. Face was mauled. Sandy Crackles was never the same. Again, she stopped the show, but in honor of the deep dish with Sandy Crackles, they made National Deep Dish Day. And then later they tacked on pizza because people just decided to forget all about Sandy Crackles. Back to you.
What's the difference between an opossum and a possum?
An opossum's the correct way to say it.
Why?
I don't know because it starts with O.
But why?
I don't know why. I have no idea why it starts with O.
How did we drop the O? and go with
It's just a
possum?
southern thing. That's a possum over there. You see that? A possum?
Well, I do want to say this. The origins of the history are murky.
They're not
from a
murky.
hist-
Sandy Crackles, animal psychologist.
year?
76.
Okay, so I have here that it appears that it began somewhere between 2013 and 2016, with the national part being added in 2016.
Nope. That's a no.
But there is some serious debate about who created deep dish pizza in the first place. Dan, do you know about this?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that say in Chicago because there's like Uno, Pizzeria Uno says they're the original deep dish.
Ike Sewell, the
Yep.
founder of Uno's,
Yep.
And his chef Rudy Malenti
Melanti.
said that they created the
Gino's
dish
East.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, the Chicago Daily News and the Chicago Tribune give credit to Severio Rosita, the owner of Rositi's Authentic Chicago Pizza, as the original creator in
Rositi's.
1926.
Wow, I got to go
Never
to
even
Rositi's.
heard of Rositi's.
Is it still around?
I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Rosati''S.
Yeah.
Rositi's.
It is still there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And they
this
had-
is Rosati's.
Okay.
Or Rositi's. How did you get
I don't know.
Rositi's
I
out
don't
of
know.
that?
I was in a bind. Now I want
There
to.
is what? There's a Rosati's pizza in Waxhaw, North Carolina.
How far away is that?
It is close enough to drive to. There's one in Atlanta,
Wow.
in Hoshton, Georgia.
Well,
it's a national chain.
Both the Daily News and the Tribune give them the credit, so that's interesting.
Rosati's is an hour 51 from us. Road trip.
Yeah.
It's south of Charlotte.
Okay. All right. Wow.
South
Easy.
of Charlotte.
Easy. Now, Dan, I found this to be very interesting. I want to know what you think the breakdown of this would be. The people in America that prefer New York style thin versus the Chicago style, the deep dish. What's the percentage breakdown in your mind?
Like 70-30 New York style.
I would have done something similar to that.
Yeah.
But according to this study, 51% of Americans prefer Chicago style.
Where did they do that survey?
Maybe
Like
Chicago?
St. Louis?
I don't know.
St. Louis has their own kind of pizza with Provel cheese, thin crust, cracker crust. I'm a big fan of that pizza, actually. I'm getting hungry at 5 a.m. just thinking about that pizza.
Yes. 20% of Americans believe that pizza is meant to be eaten with your hands, not a fork and a knife.
Can't do that with deep dish.
You can't. So
Not a good deep dish.
No.
Yeah.
And I will say this, and I maybe am in this boat. I don't know, but 2% of Americans believe that Chicago-style deep dish pizza isn't real pizza. It's more of a casserole. I might be in that boat.
Is it real pizza? How dare you? How dare you? Good God. We got to go to break. We got to go to break right now before I punch you in the face.
We'll go to break. We'll come back and we will ask everybody this question right here, which is, what is the best way to eat a slice of pizza? We talked about the fork and the knife, the hands, etc. We're going to get to that in just a second here on Take the Day Off. Okay, we're back.
Pizza Day's dumb. Wow.
What?
Pizza Day's dumb, I believe. I don't even think they're listening. It's Deep Dish Pizza Day, Andrew.
National.
Come
Andy.
on. Why are you here? It's the premiere of the break. We're off break.
We're off break. We're back keto.
Premiere of
Dan,
season 1, part 2.
what's the best way to eat a slice of pizza?
This all depends upon the pizza, I think. But I am not a fork and knife person unless it's deep dish. Of
course.
If I have to, if it's too hot and I have to for a slice, fine. By the time I get to that second slice, I want to be able to hold the pizza.
If it's a thick boy, not thick boy, but if it's also a heavy boy, like lots of toppings, like the Moretti's Famous.
The Famous, yeah.
I will start with a fork and knife and then transition
Usually
to the
it's
hands.
too hot. But once it gets, and you saw me yesterday, I think I started fork and knife and then switched over.
Yes, I saw you
because we did eat the Famous yesterday.
It was great.
It was delicious. Really good yesterday.
Really good
I
yesterday.
mean, it's always good, but it was really good yesterday. You got to hold the pizza in your hand. If you're eating New York style with a fork and knife, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't have any words for you right now. You got to fold it and you got to have it and just turn like this. That's how you eat it.
And you do the fold crust to crust.
Crust to crust. Yes,
Now,
yeah, absolutely.
Listen to this one. Jen says folded crust towards point.
So you fold it up like this?
Fold it up like this, and then
I don't know how you
I've
eat
never,
that. And then you eat it like this still? Like still eat the tip of it?
It's very interesting. I've never heard about that. Sarah says, like a person, start at the tip, work my way back, and then eat your crust, even if you don't like it. Now, I will say...
wait a minute. There's more there, because I don't understand that. It's only fair if you're sharing pizza. Otherwise, you go through too many slices, and the other person doesn't have a chance, and they ate their crust because their mom told them to. In retrospect, I have some repressed feelings I have to work through. Clearly, because crust is just bread. If the crust is good, if it tastes like a breadstick, I'm in. If the crust is just bread.
I don't eat crust 75% of the time.
Yeah, if it's just bread, I'm not just eating that.
Because why would I?
I got pizza to
That's
eat.
filling up space in my tummy
That could
where
be used for
the
pie.
Ronies could be.
That's
and
right, where
stuff.
the Ronies could
That's
be.
exactly right.
I saw where the Ronies could be live. It's a kids band, weirdly enough. It's a chill.
Now,
That's what
I like what Erica says here. I have experimented with this in the past, and I always forget about it, so thank you for bringing this back. Fold it in half, which I do as well, but then honey to dip the crust in at the end. Have you ever done the honey dip at the end?
No, I don't want anything sweet on my pizza.
It's
Get out of here.
actually, but here's the difference. It's like a palate cleanser almost. You know, you eat your piece of pizza, you got this like nice little bread that's fine, whatever. Instead of wasting it, you dip it in the honey, and it's actually really yummy. And then you move on to the next slice of
It's
pizza.
a no for me on honey in the middle of my meal. It's a dessert at that point. Jane says, I know I'll be made fun of, but if it's not foldable like the very best New York pizza, it should be eaten with a knife and fork. Jane, I will make fun of you, but I also will say this doesn't surprise me one bit. You're a big spreadsheet girl. You like the spreadsheets. You like everything organized and in their place. And that makes sense for you, because if it's messy, you're going to eat it with a fork and knife. I disagree wholeheartedly, and obviously I'm an American, so I just eat the pizza, and if it's a mess, that's fine. But that doesn't surprise me, Jane. You do you.
Allison says folded inward like you're in Brooklyn. Does inward mean crust to tip?
Inward's got to be like crust to crust.
Yes. Crust to crust, I think, is
is the goal. Is the go-to.
Now Pilar says controversial, but I eat the crust first.
You know, when the stuffed crust pizza came out, that
Sure.
was their whole deal. You start at the back and eat the crust first. And I tried it because I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. And I still, I eat the stuffed crust, but I still go, it's a mess.
Yeah, because the crust gives you something to hold on to. You know, the crust at the end. If you don't have it, I don't know what to do. I don't know the best way to do it, if that makes sense. I also, there's lots of different crusts out there. The one that's like, pizza, I think it's Pizza Hut made it, has brought it back, the pretzel
crust.
Pretzel crust.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's not pizza crust.
I like Pizza Hut now does a crust called the Hut Favorite, where you can put the breadstick seasoning on the crust, and that can get it right
Guys,
there.
I love
Pizza Hut breadsticks. And it's ridiculous.
Like an unsafe amount. Not too long ago, a few weeks ago, we were having our March Madness watch along.
Right. Yep.
And dinner was coming, and I was like, you know what? I want Pizza Hut breadsticks.
You got a personal pizza.
I got a personal pan pizza just so that I wasn't only eating breadsticks, but really all I wanted was the breadsticks.
Here's where it gets stomach turning. He didn't finish all of it because it's a double order of breadsticks and a pizza. He throws
I
the
didn't
box.
finish the personal pan.
He throws
either.
the box on the floor because we live like it's a college dorm around here.
I didn't leave it there. I threw it out.
3+ hours. I'm going to give you 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours later, what happened? He picks the box back up and dips a breadstick in sauce and eats it. And I, for the love of food poisoning, don't understand why.
It's bread. It's not going to go bad.
But it's sauce and bread, and it's just
What?
There's probably some Parmesan cheese somewhere on there that would sitting out.
I don't think so. 3 hours. It's
It
safe.
just looked disgusting. It looked like leather. It looked terrible.
Elizabeth says hot and fresh from Town Spa Pizza.
Yeah, that's where she sent us the pizza from, and it is delicious, and that's thin.
Yeah, that's good pizza.
Take the day off, Daddy Brian, who is now TD. He's getting at Tender Daddy a little bit here. TTDO Daddy.
I love the
said with
daddies.
crushed red pep, folded in half, holding a paper plate.
What are your thoughts there on the toppings, Dan? The extracurricular, the Parmesan extracurricular toppings, the Parmesan cheese, the red pepper flakes.
Sometimes
sauce.
I only go to those toppings if the pizza doesn't have enough flavor itself, and sometimes New York pizza doesn't have enough sauce on it, and it just kind of tastes like cheese and pepperoni, and I'll put that oregano on there and some shredded parm or some ground parm and some pep. I do like in New York City. I will 100%, even in the subway, just get a slice of pizza and walk with it and eat it when we're in New York City traveling. That is that's one of the benefits in living in a place where you can do that. I do it on a regular basis. So I'm all in on that. Brian's right.
Have you ever put hot sauce on your pizza?
Yeah. Frozen pizza. I hate frozen pizza, but that is Frank's Red Hot with frozen pizza is the only way to go.
We got the frozen pizza that we liked from the Super Bowl.
Freschetta?
Freschetta. We got it. It's a good pizza. We got it the other night. It's good.
I still go Frank's Red on it.
Frank's Red.
Frank's Red,
Frank's
baby.
Red.
That's the
We
sauce.
did it, everybody. Congratulations. Big question for you tomorrow, which is this. Tell us about a time that you faced rejection, but it turned out to be a good thing later on.
Wow. Man, that's a big time.
We are going to get to the nitty gritty there. Don't you worry.
We always do.
We'll leave you with a haiku, Dan. Is that true?
Yeah, it's going to be Trace today, though.
It's going to be Trace? Okay, we'll give Trace the mic, and we'll be back tomorrow for another day of taking it off the day, and we'll see you then. Until then, take the day off. God is oh so good. Oh so good indeed. He is. God is a woman.
Wow.
Wow.
lot
Some
there.
Ariana Grande there at the end. Didn't see it coming. All right, Trace.